Okay guys, so in this part of the video, you guys see me gluing on the nail tips. I previously sized her fingers with the tips. These tips I ordered from Amazon. They're clear coffin tips. I think they were about like $13 if I'm not mistaken. I'll put the link in the description box below, along with everything else that I've used in this video. Guys, I was so excited that my sister came to see me, because this is literally like the first person besides myself that I've done nails on, acrylic tips on. So she was definitely my first client. As you can see, I had some difficulty placing down that pinky nail. It just wouldn't stay, so I had to keep re-gluing it. Okay, so here you see me cutting down the tips to the nail size that she wanted. She didn't really know she wanted long nails or short nails, but then she remembered she has to work, and the type of work that she does, she needs short nails or they'll break. So I'm cutting them down. You will see me use the scissors. I really need a nail cutter. But yeah, you will see me using scissors because I found that it was just easier for me to cut it down instead of using a nail clipper, because as you know, like the middle of the nail clipper, there's a metal piece, and it really restricts you from cutting down how much you want. You'll have to just keep going back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so here you see me filing down the side walls, trying to really define the shape. I'm sorry if you guys can't really see what I'm doing here, because this is my first time recording. I promise it'll get better as I find out new angles and new positions on how to position the camera. But yeah, I'm just defining the shape, the coffin shape, with the nail filer. This nail filer came with the nail set, the nail tips. You guys can buy, a nail filer from your local beauty supply store, or you can order it online. I don't have a specific brand that I use. I was using a 180-100 grit nail filer. So yeah, you can buy this nail filer literally anywhere. You guys can feel free to skip along. All I'm really doing here is redefining the coffin shape that she wanted. It was taking a long time for me to shape it, simply because I believe that when you shape the nails before you lay down your acrylic, it's like a template. So that way when you do lay down your acrylic and it's time for you to e-file, you don't have to spend as much time e-filing. That is, of course, when you lay down your acrylic correctly. You know, nice and neat, take your time. Okay, so what you guys see right now is me picking up a small bead of acrylic. Being that I'm doing short nails, I like to use small beads. So I picked up the small bead of the aqua color and I'm just applying them to her nails. I like to use thin layers of the colored acrylics and then overlap them with the clear acrylic. I don't know, I like to think of it as if like I'm using nail polish, because you don't want to make it too thick, because when you apply the clear, I'm tongue-tied. When you apply the clear acrylic on top, you know, you want it to look natural, not too thick. So apply thin layers of the colored acrylic using small beads. And a pointer I would like to point out is to keep the hand position down. That way the acrylic flows down in the right direction. You don't want to flow. You don't want your hand to be positioned up, your client's hand to be positioned up or straight, because you want the flow of the acrylic to flow down. That way it's easier to work with. And whatever excess, you can just swipe it off when you get to the end of the tip. Also, when you pick up your acrylic beads, you don't want it too wet or too dry, because if it's too dry it won't flow, and if it's too wet it'll overflow. So you want to pick it up just right. So what you see me doing sometimes is picking up a bead and draining it So like I'll pick up the bead and then I'll use the other side of the brush on the paper towel to drain it a little bit, and then I'll apply it to the nails. So now you see me applying the glittery color, acrylic color on her ring finger, which actually now that I look at it, it really made no sense because the rhinestones basically covered it up. But we were just styling as we went along. It wasn't like, oh, I want this set. Like I was freestyling. So, you know, it is what it is. But if you do decide to put rhinestones over a specific nail, if it's like clumped together like how I did the rhinestones where no nail is showing, you might as well just use clear acrylic. But if you're gonna separate them or use very little rhinestones, then I do suggest putting a glitter color underneath because it makes the rhinestones pop, like it makes it shine. Don't mind the singing, guys. Whenever she comes along, my little sister comes along, we are always joking around, singing, doing what we do best, you know. So yeah, and it was really late too, so we were just keeping each other company while I do her nails, which is actually how it should be. You know, you want to entertain your client. Okay, so you guys see me applying the white acrylic color now, the milky white acrylic color. I don't know, for some reason that specific color, it was very how can I say it, like the color ran. So like it didn't matter like what type of bead I picked up, it just kept running. With that milky white acrylic color, you guys see me applying more on top, being that because it was so runny, it was also coming out opaque, so like you'll still see the clear tip through the white nail. It was weird, like I had to keep overlapping and putting more coats of that color on. So this is the nail that you guys see me putting a clear acrylic on, being that I'm going to be putting foils on this nail. And basically you just want to put a thin layer of clear acrylic and then put down your foils and encapsulate them. So for you guys that don't know what encapsulating is, you're just putting down a clear layer of acrylic, a thin layer of acrylic, and you place your foils and then you put another layer of acrylic on top. So that's what encapsulating is. I'm so sorry for the tongue slurs and the tongue ties, guys. I'm tired. It's late. My daughter had me up at 6 a.m. in the morning because she's only 5 months. So those of you who have a child know what it's like. So yeah, it's crazy. Like, I'm very tired. I usually work at night, being that she's asleep, and I don't want her inhaling the acrylic and her noise in the background, so I usually do my work at night. Another tip, when you guys are using foils, you want to make sure that you're laying them flat, because if you don't, when you encapsulate, they'll be sticking out, like they'll be poking out, and that is just a no-no, because you want your nails to be flawless and smooth. You don't want any hard pieces sticking up. So the foils that I used, they're from Amazon. I ordered them off of Amazon. They already came pre-cut, so I didn't have to cut them. Some foils you'll have to cut into smaller pieces. And here you guys see me laying my clear acrylic on top. Like I said before, I use a thin layer of the colored acrylic, and then I coat them with the clear acrylic to build up, the body of the nail, so that it's not too thin. You guys also want to make sure that you're wiping your brush after each use of, the acrylic, because you don't want it to pile up onto the brush, because that just makes it harder to use. I've learned this along the way. Like, when I first started doing acrylic nails, I never used to clean my brush after each use, like after each finger, and so like the clear acrylic will pile up and it'll make the brush stiff, so it was harder to work with. So you see, like I'm doing now, I'm cleaning and wiping off the clear acrylic. By the way, the brush that I'm using is from Model 1s. I ordered it off of Amazon. I think it's a size 8 or 10, one of those sizes. I'll find out for sure and put the link in the description box. But yeah, like I was saying before, you always want to make sure that you wipe off that acrylic after each finger, because when I was doing my acrylic nails on myself, I would be like, why is the brush so stiff. You know, when I watch videos of other people doing their nails, it's never stiff, it looks loose. And then I've learned, like, it's the acrylic that's sticking onto the brush, so it's like making it stiff. It dries up and it makes it stiff. Okay, so I'm done laying down the acrylic, and now I'm just refiling, trying to define the shape, the coffin shape. After this, you'll see me use the e-file because, you know, certain parts of the nail really need to be filed down. The e-file is really like for those spots that you can't hit or that you don't want to hit, because being that I'm a beginner nail tech, I'm new to using the e-filer, and I didn't want to like cut her, so I used the regular filer to file down the side walls and the cuticle area. Okay, so when you guys are using an e-file, you want to work quickly but carefully because you don't want to cut the client. You want to make sure that you're moving around and not staying in the same spot, because then, when you stay in the same spot, you create heat spikes and that hurts. You want to make sure that you're blending the cuticle area, the top part of the nail, the cuticle area, as close to the cuticles as possible to prevent lifting, if that makes any sense. You want to make sure that it's blended well, so that way your nails aren't lifting. Yeah, so this e-file that I'm using, I also ordered off of Amazon. Everything you just see me use is basically from Amazon. So I ordered it off of Amazon. It has 2 settings, high and low, and it came with the nail bits and everything needed for an e-file. You can also go on Amazon and order these things separately, but these all came together. Yes, I only recorded one hand on camera, being that I'm a beginner nail tech, so it takes me a while to actually complete a full set. I'm not even gonna lie, it used to take me 3 hours to complete a full set. Now I'm down to 1 hour and 45 minutes. I guess the more you practice and the more you work on clients, your speed accelerates. So yeah, it's like now you don't think about the steps that you need to take, but when you first start out, it's like you think about the steps. You want to make sure that the acrylic is perfect and all this other things, because you aiming for perfection. So you want to take your time. It takes a lot of dedication, and you really want to stay focused when you're doing acrylic nails. So here I'm just using the e-file to redefine the shape, go over the side walls and the body of the nail. I'm gonna try to make a video on how I prepped her nails beforehand, and I'll also try to make a video on how to pick up beads, the acrylic beads. You guys comment and let me know what you guys want to see in my next videos. Give me some ideas. Okay, so after all that e-filing, I dust off the nails and now I'm just buffing them to make them smooth. Like I said before, I ordered this off of Amazon. Everything here that you see that I've used is basically from Amazon. I'll add the links in the description box below so you guys can get them on your own. I forgot the price of the buffer, the nail buffer, but it was a set. It came with e-filers and different color buffers as well. So here I'm using the gel that came in that Model 1 pack that you guys see on the table. It's for laying down rhinestones. I love this gel because, you know, it doesn't slip too much when you place the rhinestones, but it's loose enough for you to move the rhinestones around on the nail. And you guys do need a UV light or UV lamp for this product though, so you know it dries up and hardens. I still need a lot more products and tools, like the rhinestone picker upper, or however you say it. The nail cutter. It's a lot of things that I still want to add on to my collection. Some colors too. Like, you guys comment below, let me know, you know, what's your favorite brand of acrylic, and if you just started, how long ago, and things of that nature. And yes, the nails that you see on my hand, I've also did them. I don't have a video on it, but if you guys want to see how I did that as well, let me know. I'll make a video. I guess I'll use my silicone hand or I'll try to see, you know, if my sister can come back for a second set. I'm not even gonna lie, placing those rhinestones took a long time. Mind you, it was late. Like, it was late. I just wanted to hurry up. Yeah, those rhinestones took forever to place down. Mind you, I haven't even started the second hand yet, so you can imagine like how long that took. And it was even harder being that I had to use the brush that came in the pack. I didn't have a rhinestone picker upper, so yeah, I'm gonna need to get one of those. It'll probably speed up my process. was just about done laying down the rhinestones. As you can see, it's like a gradient effect. It was so cute. Like, I just came up with that off the top of my head. It was late and we were being creative. Look at that set, guys. Alright, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. Bye.